Hey everyone, welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're going to be looking at Alphabet.
Alphabet.
Yeah, Google's parent company.
Right.
And their really ambitious plans for AI, it seems like.
Yeah.
They just released their Q4 earnings report, and it's causing a lot of people to kind of scratch their heads on Wall Street.
For sure.
And we're going to dig into all of that today.
Absolutely. So, yeah, let's unpack it.
Let's unpack it.
Yeah. What really has caught everyone's attention is their announcement of a $75 billion capital expenditure plan for 2025. I know that's a 43% increase from 2024.
It's huge.
Which is, yeah, it's a really big jump, and it far exceeded what analysts were expecting.
Yeah, Wall Street was expecting something more like $57 billion.
Right. $57 billion, much lower.
And here's where it gets interesting. The stock actually dropped after this announcement by 7.4% to close at $191.10 a share. And you think, big plans, stock goes up.
Yeah, typically.
Why the drop?
Right. Well, so a big piece of this is that a lot of this $75 billion is going towards their AI infrastructure.
Okay.
So servers, data centers, all the backbone of their AI ambitions.
Got it.
But investors are getting a little nervous about this aggressive spending, especially with Microsoft and Meta pumping billions into AI as well.
Right. It's like this AI arms race.
It is. It is.
Microsoft is expected to spend $80 billion in 2025. And then Meta up to $65 billion.
Wow.
So why is Alphabet's investment causing more concern? I mean, they're not even spending the most.
Well, JP Morgan analyst Doug Anmuth, he points to a couple of key reasons.
Okay.
The first is that Meta's core advertising business is already seeing a really strong return from their AI investments.
Okay.
So investors are already seeing that pay off.
Makes sense.
The second reason is there's some uncertainty about the long-term growth potential of Google Search. Which is Alphabet's bread and butter, right? That's their main source of revenue.
Right. So it's like, can Google Search keep bringing in the dough to support this huge spending spree?
Exactly. Can they keep up?
It's a good question.
It is. And Alphabet's not backing down. They're saying this investment is driven by the huge demand for Google Cloud. Which is exceeding their current supply capacity. So they're saying, we need to spend this money to keep up.
Right, so they're like, don't worry, we got this.
Exactly, we got this.
But can they actually scale their cloud business fast enough to make this massive expenditure worthwhile?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
Some analysts like Anmuth at JP Morgan are optimistic.
Oh, okay.
He maintains an overweight rating on Alphabet stock with a $220 target price.
So not all doom and gloom.
Not all doom and gloom, right?
There's still some people out there.
Yeah, there's optimism.
Who think Alphabet's a good bet?
For sure.
But I'm guessing not everybody's convinced.
Right. Other analysts like Stephen Ju at UBS are more cautious. They're particularly hesitant about how well Alphabet can monetize new AI-powered search features, like AI overviews.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those.
You know what I'm talking about?
Those are pretty cool.
Yeah, you get the quick summary right there in your search results.
Yeah, so you don't even have to click through to a website.
Exactly. But here's the catch. AI overviews are only making money at about the same rate as traditional search ads.
Yeah.
And that's not really exciting investors.
So not enough bang for their buck.
Not with all that spending.
So they got to figure out how to make these cool features really bring in the cash.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They need to be money makers, not just cool features.
Right.
Right now, Google is also planning to integrate advertising into its Gemini AI model.
Okay.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
And this could open up some new revenue streams. But again, some analysts are saying we'll believe it when we see it.
Right. They want to see the money.
Yeah, show me the money.
Proof is in the pudding.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how that develops.
So a lot of uncertainty swirling around, even though their Q4 performance wasn't a total flop.
Right. It wasn't a disaster.
I mean, their cloud computing business did grow a little slower than expected.
Yeah.
And they did miss revenue targets slightly. But overall, they still had some pretty impressive numbers.
They did. Yeah, they did. Let's break it down for our listeners.
Yeah, let's break it down.
So total revenue was $96.5 billion.
Okay.
Just shy of the expected $96.67 billion.
Wow.
But that's still a 12% increase year over year.
So good.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Search revenue brought in $54 billion.
Nice.
Up 12.5% from last year.
Nice.
YouTube revenue hit $10.5 billion.
Okay.
A 13.8% increase.
Wow.
Even with the slower growth, Google Cloud pulled in $12 billion,
Wow.
a 30% jump year over year.
Really?
So not too shabby.
Not too shabby.
Their operating margin also improved from 27% to 32%. And their earnings per share hit $2.15.
Right.
Beating the expected $2.13.
So really good numbers overall.
Really strong.
So why the stock drop?
Well, it's a couple of things.
Okay.
First, the market is really, really focused on that jump in capital expenditures.
Okay.
From $52.5 billion in 2024 to $75 billion in 2025.
Yeah, that's a big jump.
It's a big jump. And even though CEO Sundar Pichai, he really emphasized their leadership in AI and the momentum across the business, investors are still a little skittish.
Yeah, makes sense.
And second, Alphabet stock had been doing really well leading up to the earnings report.
Okay.
Partly because of that breakthrough in a quantum computing back in December.
Oh, right.
Remember that?
Right.
And then remember, Alphabet, they don't provide earnings guidance.
Right.
So when they missed those revenue expectations even by a little bit, investors reacted pretty strongly. Yeah, so it's kind of a combination of big spending plans, a little bit of a miss on revenue, and maybe some inflated expectations.
Yeah, set the bar high.
Yeah, after that quantum computing news. But it is important to remember that Google Cloud actually brought in over $2 billion in profit during Q4.
Okay.
And the demand for AI is still very, very high. So even with the stock dip, Alphabet seems to be well positioned for growth in the long run.
Okay, so they got a lot going for them.
They do.
All right, so let's kind of shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
And think about this from an investor's perspective.
Right.
Could this actually be an opportunity? We've seen this before, haven't we? High growth tech stocks hit a bump in the road.
Yeah.
And then they come back even stronger.
Happens all the time.
So is this one of those moments?
That's a great question, and I think there are some historical parallels.
Right.
If you look back at companies like NVIDIA back in 2009,
Right.
if you had invested $1,000, then it would be worth over $307,000 today.
Wow.
Or Apple in 2008.
Okay.
A $1,000 investment then would be worth over $44,000 now.
Nice.
And Netflix in 2004,
Right.
a $1,000 investment would be worth a whopping $536,000 today.
Huge.
So it really shows how betting on strong companies, even when there's some market uncertainty, can pay off big in the long run.
Right. It's about seeing that potential even when things get a little rocky.
Exactly. And right now, analysts are seeing some really exciting opportunities in the market.
Yeah.
The question is, will you seize the chance to invest in the next big thing?
That's a great question.
Or are you going to stay on the sidelines?
That's a good point to ponder, for sure.
Well,
I think we've covered a lot of ground today.
we have.
But this is just the start of our exploration of Alphabet's ambitious AI journey.
Right, just the tip of the iceberg.
Tip of the iceberg.
We got a lot more to dive into.
Yeah. So stay tuned for part 2, where we'll delve deeper into the potential risks and rewards of their massive investment strategy and what it could mean for the future of the tech landscape.
Big applications.
Big implications.
Oh.
We'll see you next time.
Sounds good.
All right, so we're back. And, we've talked about this huge potential upside for Alphabet.
Yeah.
But maybe you're still feeling a little hesitant about the risks.
Right?
That's smart. Every investment comes with uncertainty.
Of course.
So what are some of the biggest risks that Alphabet's facing?
Yeah, well, I think one of the most significant hurdles is just the sheer size of their investment.
Okay.
$75 billion is a lot of money.
A lot of money for anybody.
Even for a company like Alphabet,
Yeah.
to justify that kind of spending, they need a really clear path to monetizing their AI innovations. And that's not a guarantee.
It's not like they have it figured out already.
Right. It's not a sure thing.
So they have to develop this amazing AI, but they also have to figure out how to make money from it.
Exactly. And that's the tricky part.
That's the hard part.
And they need to do it quickly.
Yeah.
The tech world moves fast.
For sure.
And another major risk is competition.
Right.
We've talked about Microsoft and Meta, but there are other players in the AI space, ambitious startups, international companies like DeepSeek in China.
I've heard of them.
Yeah, they're developing top-tier AI models at a lower cost.
Lower cost. That's going to put pressure on Alphabet.
Absolutely. It adds a whole other layer of complexity.
Right.
Alphabet needs to not only innovate, but they have to do it efficiently
Right.
and cost effectively.
Right.
And then there's the whole evolving regulatory landscape around AI.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Governments are still trying to figure out the ethical implications,
Right.
the societal impact.
Yeah.
And there's a chance we could see increased regulation that could impact how Alphabet can develop and use AI.
That makes sense. We can't just ignore how AI is going to impact society.
Right.
We have to talk about things like data privacy and the potential for jobs to be lost.
Absolutely. Those are very real concerns.
Yeah.
And Alphabet needs to be proactive about addressing them.
Yeah.
They need to show a real commitment to responsible AI.
Yeah. If they don't, people are going to lose trust.
Exactly. It could really hurt their reputation and ultimately their bottom line.
So it's a delicate balancing act.
Yes, it is.
They have to push the boundaries, but also deal with all these ethical and regulatory challenges.
Sure, it's a tightrope walk.
But we can't forget about the potential rewards.
Right.
I mean, AI is already transforming industries.
Absolutely. Healthcare, finance, transportation, it's everywhere.
Yeah, and if Alphabet can really harness its AI expertise, I mean, the potential for growth is enormous.
It really is. Imagine a world where AI helps us be more productive,
Yeah.
streamlines our lives, helps us solve big problems.
Yeah, that's the promise of AI, right?
It is, and Alphabet is in a great position to deliver on that promise.
All right, they have all the ingredients.
Yeah, tons of data, top talent, global reach.
Yeah, but having the right ingredients doesn't always mean you're going to bake a good cake.
That's a good analogy. You still need the right recipe.
Right, exactly.
And the right execution.
So where do you see their biggest advantage?
Well, I think one area is their cloud computing business.
Okay.
Google Cloud is already a major player, and this growing demand for AI infrastructure,
Yeah.
that's only going to fuel its growth.
Right.
And remember, they're betting that their spending will let them scale that business quickly,
Right.
enough to meet that demand and justify that huge investment.
Yeah, it's a bold move for sure.
It is. It really signals a shift for Alphabet.
How so?
Well, they're moving beyond just search and advertising. They're trying to become a leader in this whole AI ecosystem.
Right, because AI is touching every part of our lives now.
It is. It's becoming ubiquitous.
So it makes sense that Alphabet wants to be at the forefront.
Exactly. They want to be driving that revolution.
Okay, so let's get into some specifics.
All right, let's do it.
What are some of the key areas where you see Alphabet's AI investments really paying off?
One really promising area is developing more advanced personalized search experiences.
Okay.
Imagine a search engine that understands not just your words, but also your needs, anticipates what you're looking for,
Okay.
and delivers results that are truly relevant to you.
So no more scrolling through pages of links.
Exactly, no more wasted time.
So instead of me getting super specific with my search terms,
Right.
the search engine just knows what I'm looking for.
It understands the intent behind your search.
That'd be awesome.
It would, and Alphabet is already making progress in this area.
Okay.
With those AI overviews.
Oh, yeah, right?
Remember those AI-generated summaries we talked about?
Yeah.
They might seem a little underwhelming now,
Uh-huh.
but they represent a step toward a smarter, more intuitive search experience.
Right.
And let's not forget about AI's potential to change content creation.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
We're already seeing AI tools that can write text and create images, even compose music.
It's crazy.
The creative possibilities are mind-blowing, and it's not just about making new content.
Well,
AI can also personalize and optimize existing content.
got it.
Think about those recommendation engines on Netflix or Spotify, suggesting movies, books, music based on what you like.
Yeah.
It's about making things more engaging for users.
Okay, so it's all about personalization, making things relevant.
Exactly, tailoring the experience to each individual.
What about the impact of AI beyond just Google and YouTube?
Right, what about other industries?
Yeah, like healthcare, finance, manufacturing.
Okay, well, in healthcare, AI can analyze medical images,
Okay.
diagnose diseases,
Wow.
even develop personalized treatments.
That's incredible.
It could completely revolutionize healthcare, make it more efficient, more accurate, more accessible.
Yeah.
In finance, AI can detect fraud,
Uh-huh.
manage risk,
Okay.
provide personalized financial advice.
Wow, so many applications.
And in manufacturing, AI can optimize production, predict equipment failures, improve quality control.
It's amazing how many ways AI can change things.
It really is. An Alphabet with all its resources and expertise is in a good spot to play a leading role in this revolution.
But no guarantees.
Of course not. There are still challenges.
Right.
They need to execute their strategy well,
Yeah?
navigate the competitive landscape,
Look,
address those ethical and societal issues we talked about.
it's high stakes.
High stakes indeed, but potentially huge rewards.
So is this a good time to invest in Alphabet?
Well, like with any investment, it depends.
On what?
On your individual risk tolerance, your investment goals.
Yeah, there's no easy answer.
Right.
No.
But I think it's fair to say Alphabet is making a big bet
On AI.
on AI, and if that bet pays off, the returns could be substantial.
Okay, so something to think about.
Definitely. Now, before we wrap up this part,
Okay.
I want to emphasize that this is just a snapshot
Right.
of Alphabet's journey into AI. There's so much more to explore.
I can't wait. I'm ready to dive deeper.
All right, well, let's do it.
Okay, so we're back and ready to really get into the heart of Alphabet's AI machine.
All right,
You know, the specific products and initiatives they're working on.
let's do it.
I'm particularly fascinated by their work on language models.
Yeah.
We've all seen what ChatGPT and, these AI chatbots can do.
It's pretty mind-blowing.
It's pretty amazing.
It really is a game changer, and Alphabet is right at the forefront with their Gemini AI model.
Gemini, yeah, I've heard of that. What makes it so special?
Well, one thing is that it's multimodal,
Multimodal.
meaning it can process and generate not just text, but images, audio, even video.
Whoa, hold on. Multimodal AI. What does that even mean? Like, practically?
Okay, so imagine asking your search engine to find a video clip of a dog doing a specific trick.
Uh-huh.
Gemini could understand both your words and the visual concept.
Wow.
Or picture an AI assistant that can create a whole presentation for you.
Okay.
With text, visuals, even a voiceover.
So it's like having a whole creative team at my disposal.
Exactly. No more searching for stock photos or struggling with PowerPoint.
That would be a dream come true.
Right. And Gemini is also really adaptable.
Okay.
So it can be used for tons of different things like chatbots, virtual assistants, personalized education and entertainment.
So it's not just about making Google search better. It's about changing how we interact with technology in general.
Exactly. It's about making technology more intuitive, more helpful, more in tune with our needs.
I like it. And what about robotics?
Okay.
I know Alphabet's investing a lot in that too.
Yeah, they're focusing on robots that can learn and adapt in the real world.
Okay, now we're talking robot butlers, flying cars.
Well, maybe not flying cars just yet, but they are exploring a lot of different applications.
Like what?
Robots that can help with chores around the house, care for the elderly, or do dangerous jobs in factories.
Wow, so we're talking about robots that can actually improve our lives.
Exactly. They could help address labor shortages, make workplaces safer, give us more free time.
It sounds pretty futuristic, but also kind of scary. Are there any risks we should be worried about?
Yeah, of course, with any powerful technology, there are risks. One concern is job displacement.
Right, people losing their jobs to robots.
It's a valid concern, but some people argue that AI will also create new jobs.
Yeah, in industries we haven't even thought of yet.
Exactly. The job market will definitely change, but the key is to be adaptable.
Right. We need to be ready to learn new skills and embrace new opportunities.
Exactly. And we also need to have these conversations about the impact of AI on society.
Yeah, we can't just ignore the potential downsides.
Right. We need to make sure AI is developed responsibly with fairness, transparency, and accountability.
So it's not just about the technology itself, it's about how we use it.
Exactly. And Alphabet has a big responsibility here as a leader in the field.
Yeah, they need to set a good example.
They do, and I think they're taking that responsibility seriously.
Yeah.
They've published AI principles outlining their commitment to ethical AI development.
Okay, so they're not just focused on profits. They're thinking about the bigger picture.
Right. They've also created an AI ethics council to provide independent oversight.
So they're putting checks and balances in place to make sure they're doing the right thing.
Exactly. Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have. We've talked about Alphabet's spending their AI products, the risks, the rewards, the ethical considerations. It's been a lot.
And I hope our listeners are walking away with a better understanding of this complex and fascinating topic.
Absolutely. And remember, this is just the beginning of the AI revolution.
That's right.
Alphabet is just one player in this rapidly evolving field.
And we'll continue to explore all of it right here on The Deep Dive.
So stay tuned for more deep dives as we continue to explore the world of technology and its impact on our lives. Thanks for listening.
See you next time.